nursling babe of 6 months old, you were married by proxy to no less a personage than the infant son and heir of His Majesty the immeasurably wealthy King of Barataria.
Married to the infant son of the King of Barataria? Was I consulted? Then it was the most unpardonable liberty.
Consider his extreme youth and forgive him. Shortly after the ceremony, that misguided monarch abandoned the creed of his forefathers and became a Wesleyan Methodist of the most bigoted and persecuting type. The Grand Inquisitor, determined that the innovation should not be perpetuated in Barataria, caused your smiling and unconscious husband to be stolen and conveyed to Venice. A fortnight since, the Methodist monarch and all his Wesleyan court were killed in an insurrection, and we are here to ascertain the whereabouts of your husband and to hail you, our daughter, as Her Majesty, the reigning Queen of Barataria.
Your Majesty!
It is at such moments as these that one feels how necessary it is to travel with a full band.
I, the Queen of Barataria, but I've nothing to wear. We're practically penniless.
That point has not escaped me. Although I am unhappily in straitened circumstances at present, my social influence is something enormous, and a company to be called the Duke of Plathatoro Limited is in course of formation to work me. An influential directorate has been secured, and I shall myself join the board after allotment.
Am I to understand that the Queen of Barataria may be called upon at any time to witness our honoured sire in process of liquidation?
The speculation is not exempt from that drawback. If your father should stop, it will, of course, be necessary to wind him up.
But it's so undignified, it's so degrading. A grandee of Spain turned into a public company. Such a thing was never heard of.
My child, the Duke of Plathatoro does not follow fashions. He leads them. He always leads everybody. In the army, he led his regiment. He occasionally led them into action. He invariably led them out of it. In enterprise of martial kind, when there was any fighting, he led his regiment from behind, he found it less exciting. But when away his regiment ran, his place was at the fore. Oh, that celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plathatoro. In the first and foremost flight, you always found that night. That celebrated, cultivated, underrated nobleman, the Duke of Plathatoro. Evade distractions and to hide they all proceeded. No soldier in that gallant band did half as well as he did. He lay concealed throughout the war and so preserved his gore. Oh, that unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plathatoro. In every doughty deed, he always took the lead. That unaffected, undetected, well-connected warrior, the Duke of Plathatoro. When told that they would all be shot unless they left the service, that hero hesitated not, so marvellous his nerve is. He sent his resignation in the first of all his corps. Oh, that very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plathatoro. To men of gross acclaim, he always showed the way. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plathatoro. That very knowing, overflowing, easygoing paladin, the Duke of Plathatoro.
And those that bear them may join in temporary terror, though fate apart should rudely tear them.
Necessity, invention's mother, compelled me to a course of feigning, but left alone with one another, I will atone for my disdain. Yes, what have you said? What have I done? What have I allowed you to do?
Nothing, I trust, that you will ever have reason to repent.
Nay, Louis, it may not be. I have embraced you for the last time.
Casilda!
I have just learned, to my surprise and indignation, that I was wed in babyhood to the infant son of the King of Barataria.
Married to the infant son of the King of Barataria? The child who was stolen in infancy by the Inquisition?
The same. But of course you know his story.
Know his story? Why, I've often told you that my mother was the nurse whose charge he was entrusted.
True, I had forgotten. Well, he has been discovered, and my father has brought me here to claim his hand.
But you will not recognize this marriage. It took place when you were too young to understand its import.
Nay, Louis, respect my principles and cease to torture me with vain entreaties. Henceforth, my life is another's.
But stay. The present and the future, they are another past. That, at least, is ours, and none can take it from us. As we may revel in naught else, let us revel in that.
I don't think I grasp your...
Yet it is logical enough. You say you cease to love me.
I say I may not love you.
Ah, but you do not say you did not love me.
I loved you with frenzy words powerless to express, and that with 10 brief minutes since.
Exactly. My own. That is until 10 minutes since, my own. My lately loved, my recently adored. Tell me that until, say, a quarter of an hour ago, I was all in all to thee.
See your idea. It's ingenious. But don't do that.
There can be no harm in reveling in the past.
None whatever, but an embrace cannot be taken to act retrospectively.
Perhaps not.
We may recollect an embrace. I recollect many. But we must not repeat them.
Then let us recollect a few. Ah, Casilda, you were to me as the sun is to the earth.
Quarter of an hour ago.
About that.
And to think that but for this miserable discovery you would have been my own for life.
Through life to death. A quarter of an hour ago.
How greedily my thirsty ears would have drunk the golden melody of those sweet words accorded. Well, it's now about 20 minutes since.
About that. In such a matter, one cannot be too precise.
And now our love, so full of life, is but a silent, solemn memory.
Must it be so, Casilda?
Louis, it must be so.
There was a time forever gone. Ah, woe is me. It was no crime to love but be alone. Ah, woe is me. One heart, one life, one soul. One aim, one goal. Each in the other's fall. Each all in all. Ah, woe is me. Ah, woe is me. Oh, bury, bury, let the grave close the days that were, that never will be more. Oh, bury, bury love that
Allow me to present to you His Distinction Don Alhambra del Bolero, the Grand Inquisitor of Spain. It was his distinction who so thoughtfully abstracted your infant husband and conveyed him to Venice.
So, this is the little lady who is so unexpectedly called upon to assume the functions of royalty. And a very nice little lady, too.
Jim, isn't she?
Distinctly Jim. Allow me. Naughty temper.
You must make some allowance. Her Majesty's head is a little turned by her access of dignity.
I could have wished that Her Majesty's access of dignity had turned it in this direction.
Unfortunately, if I am not much mistaken, there appears to be some little doubt as to His Majesty's whereabouts.
A doubt as to his whereabouts, then we may yet be saved.
No doubt. Oh dear, no doubt at all. He is here, in Venice, plying the modest but picturesque calling of a gondolier. I can give you his address. I see him every day. In the entire annals of our history, there is absolutely no circumstance so entirely free from all doubt of any kind whatever. Listen, and I'll tell you all about it. I stole the prince and I brought him here and left him gaily prattling with a highly respectable gondolier who promised the royal babe to rear and treat him the tate of a time anear with his own beloved prattling. Both of the babes were strong and stout and considering all things clever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
But owing I'm much disposed to fear to his terrible taste for tippling, that highly respectable gondolier could never declare with a mind sincere which of the two was his offspring dear, and which the royal stripling. Which was which he could never make out, despite his best endeavour. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
Time sped, and when at the end of the year I sought that infant cherished, that highly respectable gondolier was lying a corpse in his humble bier, I dropped a grand inquisitor's tear. That gondolier had perished, a taste for drink combined with gout had doubled him up forever. Of that there is no manner of doubt, no probable possible shadow of doubt, no possible doubt whatever.
No possible doubt whatever.
The children followed his own career, this statement can't be parried, of a highly respectable gondolier, well, one of the two who will soon be here, but which of the two it is not quite clear is the royal prince you married. Search in and out and round about, and you'll discover never a tale so free from every doubt, all probable possible shadow of doubt, all possible doubt whatever. A tale so free from every doubt, all probable possible shadow of doubt, all possible doubt whatever.
Then do you mean to say that I am married to one of two gondoliers, but it is impossible to say which?
Without any doubt of any kind whatever. But be reassured, the nurse to whom your husband was entrusted is the mother of the musical young man who is such a past master of that delicately modulated instrument. She can, no doubt, establish the king's identity beyond all question.
Heavens, how did he know that?
My young friend, a grand inquisitor is always up to date. His mother is at present the wife of a highly respectable and old-established brigand who carries on an extensive practice in the mountains around Cordova. Accompanied by two of my emissaries, he will set off at once for his mother's address. She will return with them, and if she finds any difficulty in making up her mind, the persuasive influences of the torture chamber will jog her memory.
But bless my heart, consider my position. I am the wife of one, that's very clear. But who can tell, except my intuition, which is the prince and which the gondolier?
submit to fate without unseemly wrangle. Such complications frequently occur. Life is one closely complicated tangle. Death is the only true unraveler.
Lifelong we can never straighten out life's tangled skein. Why should we in vain endeavor guess and guess and guess again? Life's a pudding full of plums.
There's a canker that we know.
Life's a pudding full of plums. There's a canker that be nuts. When for waste of elocution on impossible solution. Life's a pleasant institution. Let us take it as it comes. Let us take it as it comes. Set aside the dull enigma. We shall get it all too soon. Failure brings all kind of steel. Dance to another tune. Sing the lion till the fire. Let us all we should stop. Sing the lion fill the cup. There's no sorrow we should stop. Hop and skip to fancy's fiddle, hands across and down the middle. Life's perhaps the only riddle that we shrink from giving up. Life's perhaps the only riddle that we shrink from giving up. Then take it as it comes. Take it as it comes. Drink the life, fill the cup. There's no sorrow we should stop. Take life as it comes. Bridegroom and bride, bridegroom and bride, in sincerity, wish you prosperity. Bridegroom and bride, bridegroom and bride.
When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every sound becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. From today and ever after, let our tears be tears of laughter. Every sigh that finds a vent be a sigh of sweet content. When you marry, merry maiden, and the air with love is laden, every flower is a rose, every goose becomes a swan, every kind of trouble goes when the lusty snows have gone. Sunlight takes the place of shade when you marry, merry maid. Every song becomes a song. All is right and
What's a bachelor? A mere nothing. He's a chrysalis. He can't be said to live. He exists.
What a delightful institution marriage is. Why have we wasted all this time? Why didn't we marry 10 years ago?
Because you couldn't find anybody nice enough.
Because you were waiting for us.
That was the reason. We were waiting for you without knowing it. Hello.
Good morning.
If this gentleman is an undertaker, it's a bad omen.
Ceremony of some sort going on?
He is an undertaker. No, a little unimportant family gathering. Nothing in your line.
Somebody's birthday, I suppose.
Yes, mine.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
Curious coincidence. And how old may you all be?
Well, it's a rude question, but about 10 minutes.
Remarkably fine children.
In other words,
But surely you're jesting.
we were married about 10 minutes since.
Married? You don't mean to say you are married?
Oh, yes, we are married.
What? Both of you?
All four of us.
Bless my heart. How extremely awkward.
You don't mind, I suppose.
You were not thinking of either of us for yourself, I presume. Oh, Giuseppe, look at him. He was. He's heartbroken.
No, I wasn't.
Now, my man, we don't want anything in your line today, so if your curiosity's satisfied, you can go.
You mustn't call me your man. It's a liberty. I don't think you know who I am.
Not we, indeed. We are jolly gondoliers, the sons of Baptisto Palmieri, who led the last revolution. Republicans, heart and soul, we hold all men to be equal. As we abhor oppression, we abhor kings. As we detest vainglory, we detest rank. As we despise effeminacy, we despise wealth. We are Venetian gondoliers, your equals in everything except our calling, and in that, at once your masters and your servants.
Bless my heart. How unfortunate. One of you may be Baptisto's son, for anything I know to the contrary, but the other is no less a personage than the only son of the late King of Barataria.
What?
And I trust it was that one who slapped me on the shoulder and called me his man.
But which is it?
What does it matter? As you are both Republicans, of course you'll abdicate at once. Good morning.
As to that, of course there are kings and kings. When I say I detest kings, I mean I detest bad kings.
I see. It's a delicate distinction.
Quite so. Now, I can conceive a kind of king, an ideal king, the creature of my fancy, you know, who would be absolutely unobjectionable. A king, for instance, who would abolish taxes and make everything cheap, except gondolas.
And give a great many free entertainments to the gondoliers.
And set off fireworks on the Grand Canal and engage all the gondolas for the occasion.
And scatter money on the Rialto among the gondoliers.
Such a king would be a blessing to his people, and if I were a king, that's the sort of king I would be.
And so would I.
Ah, I'm glad to find your objections are not insuperable.
Oh, they're
not
not
insuperable.
insuperable.
No, they're not
insuperable.
Besides, we are open to conviction.
Yes, they are open to conviction.
Oh, they've often been convicted.
Our views may have been hastily formed on insufficient grounds. They may be crude, ill-digested, erroneous. I've a very poor opinion of the politician who isn't open to conviction.
Oh, he is a fine fellow.
Yes, that's the sort of politician for my money.
Then we'll consider it settled. Now, as the country is in a state of insurrection, it is absolutely necessary that you should assume the reins of government at once. And, until it is ascertained which of you is to be king, I have arranged that you will reign jointly, so that no question can arise hereafter as to the validity of any of your acts.
As one individual.
As one individual.
Like this.
Something like that.
And we may take our friends with us and give them places about the court.
Undoubtedly. That's always done.
I'm convinced. So am I.
Then the sooner we're off, the better. We'll just run home and pack up a few things.
Stop! Stop! That won't do at all. Ladies are not admitted.
What?
Not admitted. Not at present. Afterwards. Perhaps. We'll see.
What? You don't mean to say you're going to separate us from our wives?
This is very awkward. Only for a time. A few months, after all. What is a few months?
But we've only been married half an hour.
You stay on long as then pause before you dare withdraw running wide. You will never understand that heart and hand cannot be separated when we go yearning. You say you've only women's eyes to idolize, and only women's hearts for men to set you burning. You men will never understand that woman's heart is one with woman's hand. Some kind of charm you seem to find in womankind, some source of unexplained delight, unless you're jesting. But what attracts you, I confess, I cannot guess. To me, a woman's face is quite uninteresting. If from my sister I were torn, it could be borne. I should no doubt be horrified, but I could bear it. But man comes quite another thing. He is my king, he has my heart, and none beside shall ever share it. You men will never understand that woman's heart is one with woman's hand.
Do not give way to this uncalled for grief. Your separation will be very brief. To ascertain which is the king and which the other, to Barataria's court I'll bring his foster mother. A former nursling to declare she'll be delighted. That's settled. Let each happy pair be reunited.
His argument is strong. Will not be fighted long. It will be settled soon.
I've always understood. I wonder whether she'd wear a feather. I rather think she should.
Oh, 'tis the glorious thing I win to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. But right on regular royal queen. She'll drive about in a carriage and pair with a king on the left-hand side, and a milk white horse is a matter of course whenever she wants to ride. With beautiful silver shoes to wear upon her dainty feet, with endless stocks of beautiful frocks, and as much she wants to eat. Oh, 'tis a glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair.
Whenever she condescends to walk, be sure she'll shine at that. With your pretty stare and a nose in the air.